very close. Is that not true?
That's true.
Okay.
You speak the truth.
And when I met him, he was a little snot nose that was full of himself. I said, I'm going to kill this kid. But he has become such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful young man. And now chairs the board of BCTV. I'm so proud of you. I really am. You know, I think one of the things that helped is he married a beautiful young lady. His wife's here somewhere. Where are she?
Right here.
Ah, she's filming. You know, there's nothing like having a good woman to kick your butt. And he's going to present our next award to another good friend of mine, but I told him he could do it because he really wanted to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Promote. So hello. This is the first time some of you have seen me, have met me. My name is Bala, and I'm here to present a very special award to a very special man. Ramona is 100% correct, right? And when we first came to America, I thought I'd figure this place out. I didn't know a single thing. And one of the people that I met along my way at Kasane University was Dr. Joseph Amprey. And I have a whole bio that I will read, but I just want to just take a moment to honor Dr. Amprey. He is receiving the Community Media Award. It's for a lifetime of contribution to building our community. And I remember when Dr. Amprey took myself and 5 other international students and says, we're going to BCTV. And I remember how special I felt. I think I called my parents and I said, I'm going to be on television. But more importantly than that though, what Dr. Amprey did for me at that point in my life is, he showed me that what I had to say mattered. And that's just a glimpse of what BCTV can do for this community, what it does for this community. It can give dignity to give people a voice and to give people a platform. And there are many people in this room who have been tremendous in giving people like myself a platform. And Dr. Joseph Amprey, you have been tremendous, and I am grateful. My children are grateful, and the community is grateful. So I'm going to read the bio, and then I'll go down to Dr. Amprey. Okay? So let me tell you about Dr. Joseph Amprey. He is a retired professor for the Department of Student Support Services. He's the retired International Student Advisor and the director of the Multicultural Studies program at Kasane University. His specialization is his fields of specializations are in human diversity, race relations, psychology, and international studies. He earned a BA at Morgan State University in Baltimore and a master's in education at the Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. And he also got a PhD at the American University in Washington, D.C. Dr. Amprey was the editor of the Journal of the National Association of Student Affairs. He did that for 3 years. He was a writer of a column on race relations for the Red Eagle for 11 years. And he is the editor of the book Student Development on the Small Campus. Currently, Dr. Amprey is the publisher and editor of The Drum, a monthly newspaper focusing on news and issues affecting people of color in Berks and Montgomery counties, and he has authored numerous papers for journals and scholarly publications. Lastly, Dr. Amprey has been a producer and host of the BCTV program Diversity, the Wider Vision for more than 25 years, and he has engaged local citizens in educational discussions on social issues, culture, history, the arts, current events, and civics. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present the honor to Dr. Joseph Amprey.
I met Vala, how many years ago was it?
99, 20 years ago.
And he's a student, international student. Now, you've been to Holland,
I live in the Netherlands, yes.
but you were born in Nigeria. And he was phenomenal. He called it football, we call it soccer. And very talented. And so he inspired me, and I'm good to work with you and his brother also. Thank you so much for this honor. BCTV, thank you very much for allowing me to do my show. Let me say this, that I am not a TV personality. A lady named Denise Lee, who happens to be a banker and a human resources administrator, had a TV show, and and she really was the life of the show. She just let little Joe tag along. And then she decided she had other things to do, so I've been stuck with it for all these years. I'm really grateful to Denise because she really was the charismatic person. I'm also grateful to the staff of BCTV because they told me how to hold the mic, where to look, especially Joanne Freeman, who gave us a lot of advice about how to do things, and so I'm most appreciative of her. I'm also appreciative of a lot of other people here in Berks County. I went to a guy named Chuck Gallagher, who was the manager editor of the Eagle, and asked him if I could do a column. He said yes. And he just let me write what I wanted to write about for over 11 years. And then I decided to do a newspaper of my own. He took me to lunch and told me some dumb things not to do. Allowed me to take articles from the Eagle, and so I'm most appreciative. And so Mr. Flippin, for you and for Chuck, I'm most appreciative. My son, who happens to be a physician in Maryland, was going to bring a whole lot of family members here, and then he got called away at the last minute, so he couldn't come. And I'm grateful to Audrey Davis, who came up here with my best friend in Maryland, because she was living up here by herself, especially at night. And Audrey is also a dear friend. You wonder, why am I walking around like a cripple? I love Audrey and her husband. We were over their house on February 15th, and she has this wonderful dog, and she said, dog's got to go outside, he has to go to the bathroom. So I said, well, let me walk the dog. Well, I missed a step. The dog had to walk himself. And so I've been under the weather with a bad knee for the last 6 weeks, but I'm also grateful for the fact that my church, Washington Presbyterian Church, people that come and take me to the store. There's a Reese spread the word about the help. She's here tonight. She's a member of the church. And they even brought me palms on Palm Sunday and soup on the day before. So there's some wonderful folks in Reading. This has been home for the last 30 years. And people have been so wonderful to me. Let me say this, my field is diversity. And so I write about diversity, written about diversity. And I saw a sign in Arkansas that said, diversity is genocide for whites, and it frightened me. And I think the important thing for me is to say that we've got to come together. Too many liberals and conservatives are fighting each other. We need to find ways to come together. And quite frankly, I studied race relations. All my professors were white. So a whole lot of old white men took this little boy from the inner city of Baltimore and taught him how to write, how to do all these kinds of things. And so I have to say that I love all kinds of people. We've got to find ways to work together. And that's what diversity is all about. And I want to thank BCTV. Ramona is everywhere in this town. Ramona is, I don't know when she speaks because she was on the board of directors of Kutztown. She has a group called the Sisterhood where they mentor young girls. She's very active in her church, Bethel led me. She does so many wonderful things for the community, and there's so many people in this town who inspire me, and I want to talk about some of them. One of them is Steve Amazuki, who he's most famous for having Queen City Restaurant, what he gives to so many people. I'll never forget how wonderful this town was. We remember 9/11. Steve happens to be from Egypt. He happens to be a Muslim, although he's ecumenical and loves all kinds of people. And because Steve is, for me, people assumed that he was a part of the 9/11 invasion. He got all kinds of flack, and you couldn't have done it to a nicer guy who's done so much for the community. He's here tonight, and love you, Steve, love all you do for this community. Plus, you can cook a little bit. You can cook a little bit of food. I want to thank the folks here, the staff here, because you are fantastic hosts. When I was growing up in Baltimore, I never heard of Reading, and we had I'm not a quarterback. We had Johnny Lannis, but we had a running back, number 24, Lenny Moore, who I adore. And we had an announcing, Chuck Thompson was from Reading also. He called Lenny the Reading Rocket. I said, the Reading Rocket. Never would I guess I would be in Reading years later. And then one of the biggest shows of my life was they honored Lenny in this building. And I got a chance to sit next to him and talk to him about all the great runs he made in this town. He's still in Baltimore, and he comes back occasionally. But there have been so many good people who reached out to me, not only when I'm on a bad knee, but just in general. And this is a wonderful town, wonderful people. I was telling Mr. Flippin, if you guys sell that paper, whoever does it, they better do half the job you guys have done in terms of building our community together. I can tell you as a publisher that these are hard times for us. The internet and the computers have taken over. And so it's not because you haven't done a great job and wonderful things for the city. And I just hope that whoever follows you can give all you've done, both here and for WEU. You guys have been wonderful for us. God bless you. Thank you for all you've done for our community. I also want to share another person who's here, Stacy Taylor, who is the president of NAACP. Is a wonderful woman, does all kinds of great things in the community. And it's a tough job because people come to her all kinds of complaints, some of which are bogus. She has to listen to all of them. And then for those who have merit, reach out to them. So thank you for all you've done for this community. We want to thank you again for your part with this. Heather, BCTV, thank you so much for all you've done for our community. God bless you. We are blessed for what you do. And thank you for feeling sorry for the old man with a bad knee.